Hey all, it's me from the future. I'm sitting here working on editing these videos, and obviously I'm a bit behind in real time versus when the videos were captured and when I release them. I tend to do these things in batches, so I may do 2, 3, 4, 5 or more at a time and then release them. So if you want to see them earlier, there's actually a way, because of now I've allowed there to be memberships with my YouTube channel. So I release one every Thursday. I'm trying to do that pretty reliably, but I will often have many of them in a batch. So if you're a member of the channel, you can see them as soon as I release them. Not that it's really worth that, but if you want to help support me, it would definitely be appreciated, because this is not what is supporting me. And I want to talk about a few things that I've got brewing that there may have been little hints, but I'm at a point right now in the future where I've got some really cool things happening, and I've been documenting it all along the way. And you're going to start to see these videos include some additional content that have to do with me doing some large-scale construction projects on my country property. And I'm really happy to be able to share them and chronicle the whole thing. And of course, when you're doing this on a budget, you have to kind of scrounge up everything you can. I mean, obviously, people running around in thrift stores, it's not a very lucrative thing. As you saw in previous episodes, the money that I'm making doesn't even make it worthwhile, but I like doing it and sharing it with people. So I've got a project where I'm putting a very large building on my property, and I have to clear the property, and I have to get rid of the trees and grade it and do all this kind of stuff, and then put this building on, and then a pad and put electrical and all that kind of stuff. And I've actually gotten quite a bit done. I've had to hustle a lot, scrounge up some money, and do things here and there, but I have actually accomplished quite a bit. And I am now at a point where I'm starting to do some other stuff. I'm going to build a mezzanine inside of the building, and you're going to get to see this following my channel, where you'll see this building just start as just basically a little hill in the woods and turn into something. And we'll see. I don't even know where it's going to go. I just knew that I wanted to create a big storage space so I could move some stuff around if I need to. And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm excited to share it with you guys, and please subscribe and follow along, and I appreciate everybody's support. I got this property, and it's in the woods, and you can see there's all these trees with ribbons on them. So something that I've been wanting to do is to put like a nice sized metal building that I can put stuff in, have a workshop and a storage area. So I've been contemplating trying to get one put in back here. Boy, the amount of money and the trouble to do this is much more complicated than I thought at first, and I'm still learning. But basically, in order to be able to put this in, you can get a metal building for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, but that's just one part of what's needed. So here I need to have this graded, and I need to have these trees removed, and it's all starting to add up. So I've got this like log cabin, and I've got these trees, and they're leaning over the thing, and they're starting to get infested with beetles. A couple of them have died already. That's why there's one down right there. I had to have that cut to avoid falling on the house. And of course, insurance, they won't cover removal of the trees, but if the tree falls into the house, then they'll pay for it, which doesn't really help me. So I've been meeting with contractors trying to see what it's going to cost to clear this and level it, and then be able to put a cement pad down for a building. And boy, the costs have just been going up and up and up. Currently, I had somebody come out just to clear the trees, at least $6,000 to $8,000. Now, maybe 20 trees, and I'm not even talking about them cutting them all up and grinding them or shredding them. Just cutting them down and sticking them in a pile down there. And of course, probably in the city, this would cost even more. But there's that, and then there's the grading, which would be another $3,000, $3,500. Then you're talking about the cement, which like a 30-foot by 60-foot cement pad, they want anywhere from $11,000 to $14,000 for that. So I'm looking at $20,000 before I even have the building put up. Yeeps. I mean, there's no way. I'm not making any money on the cast iron thing, but so I'm trying to find some other little things I can do. I got a project I'm not ready to share just yet, but I will be sharing it in the future of what I'm trying to do and where this is all going. You just have to follow along. My cast iron hunter thing, I think, is going to morph over time to include a bunch of other stuff. Just taking you along the adventure. Hopefully you find it interesting. So that's kind of where I'm at. Beautiful area here. I really hate to cut down any trees, but these beetles are getting into them because of climate change, and the trees are starting to die and there's no treatment for them. And I can't have them fall on the buildings and destroy stuff. I've got a lot more land further back, so it's just this little area here I'm going to clear out. But that's the idea. But it's nice to be able to go from the city to the country. I really like being able to have the two completely different environments. It's really pretty serene. But this is what I'm doing right now. I'm meeting with contractors and trying to see what I can do and how much it's going to cost, and then try to figure out how I could possibly pay for it. I will let you know. It's certainly not going to be from cast iron revenue. All right, so you see there's this little spot of land behind my property, and I want to put a building on it. And I'm going to chronicle the entire process of following through on this. Now, at the time that I am recording and posting this, I've actually completed quite a bit of it, but I still have more to do. But I thought, since I'm a little bit behind putting videos out, I wanted to give a little sneak peek of what's coming ahead so that you can see this little area of forest, which I actually set up a few cameras to create some little nature scenes that are on my channel too of the forest, so you can kind of see the way it was. Although I'm going to about to ruin that with this metal building, but I have other areas that are plenty beautiful with nature. I wanted to put this back behind the house. I needed to create kind of like a fire block around my log cabin, so that if there was a fire, I wouldn't have to worry about it catching fire. So I needed to clear all the woodlands around it just to be safe. So I thought I'll throw a metal building up there, kill two birds with one stone. That's kind of my idea. So anyway, I'm going to share with you my entire process of going through this, researching it, trying to figure out how to do it, how much it costs, trying to scrounge up the money, and then I'm going to be the general contractor on this deal, and I'm going to line up all the other contractors to kind of do stuff. And I've got a little bit of experience doing this in the past, so I kind of know how I need to go about it, but I'm going to share with you all my trials and tribulations, contractors that screwed me over and I had to kind of make up for it, and all of that. So you'll see the property being demoed and the trees being dealt with and leveled, and then you'll see the cement contractors come in. I've got time lapse of that I will show while I'm talking right now, but there's more detail to come about all the problems and situations that I ran into doing this. I'm going to share everything with you, so that if you ever had the idea of wanting to do something like this yourself, you could follow along with me and maybe learn from what I've done. I will be honest, I get on YouTube and watched other people so that I could learn from their mistakes too. And I did learn a lot, and I avoided a bunch of mistakes, but I also made some mistakes, and some of them were avoidable and some of them weren't, because stuff just happens, right? And I'm going to share with you that whole process. I'm also going to share with you how much it cost at every level. That's kind of been one of the fundamental things about my channel, is I'm going to talk about numbers and prices, because you see people buying and selling stuff and you don't always see how much they're making and what their profit margins are, and I'm going to be completely transparent about that. And at this point, I'm kind of excited because in a couple of weeks I'm going back up there and I'm going to be building a mezzanine in the building. So I've got a lot of stuff ahead of me. I've been hustling, getting parts and stuff, as I've alluded to earlier, but I've got quite a bit done, and I'm very anxious to share it with you. And I know I'm behind many months putting the videos out because it's a low priority. I have my day job where I'm doing engineering and stuff like that, and working from home, trying to get all this stuff done. That's why I can kind of travel back and forth, because I'm working behind my computer wherever I'm at. Anyway, I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has, and if the channel grows, I'll talk more about the details of how this works, and I'm happy to share with other people so that you can learn. And if you want to do stuff like this, you can do it as well. And maybe we can all learn from each other. That's kind of the idea that I have behind the channel. So I hope you enjoy what's coming ahead, and I really, really, really appreciate you guys subscribing and following along. I know that it's kind of a modest little channel, and I'm just kind of sharing what I'm doing, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody who has been supportive of what I've been doing thus far, and see you in the future. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and enjoying the video series and supporting me thus far by subscribing and clicking like and all of that. And if you want to catch me on TikTok, sometimes I have previews of what I'm working on that I haven't published lately. That's at TikTok/@WisdomStudio. And if you're on Facebook, look up the group Vintage Cast Iron Hunting, Restoration,